think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Monday, another week, another Monday, the best day of the week. Mondays are in. Today is Monday, June 17th, 2024. If you do not know who I am your host of the show and of the channel. I am Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. Welcome to the Koffee and Kata show, where we are going to review some news stories. We have our cup of coffee, our cup of coffee, and we are going to continue with our pushing our app through the mobile store. I've been thinking about this Digital Service Act in Europe, and I might just say, you know what, let's just skip that part for now and not put the app in Europe, and then we can revisit that in the future because this is just trying to learn and stuff like that. We'll see where it goes. So anyhow, let's get into the show. Today, we do have our conversation coming out at noon. I've titled it, Put Yourself First. Very, very, very important. So, check it out, see my thoughts on it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, all right? And then tomorrow we are going to be going live with our Q&A show. So tune in. But for now, we are doing Coffee and Kata. If you haven't done so already, do me a big, big favor. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button so you can know every single time we go live. And if you are in need of exclusive content to help you level up in tech, as well as one-on-one coaching, go over to www.techcoachralph.dev, where you can sign up for an amazing, amazing coaching plan. All right. So with that being said, let's just jump right into our news stories. The first thing we always look for on Mondays, the numbers to look out for the week. So let's get into it. All right. So let me just do one thing. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good on the memory. And you know what? Once we get done with this, I have an announcement to make that I will make again tomorrow night because I got some huge support last week around Friday. But I'll let you guys know. Let's get to the numbers for the week, all right? So first and foremost, by Kate Chapman, editor at LinkedIn News, the numbers to watch for the week. Retail sales for May will be a focal point this week let's put our timer up as well. So yeah, retail sales will be a focal point this week amid signs of slowing inflation. A revision to the April sales showed no change from March as price growth began to ease. With reports last week showing still slower inflation in May and declining wholesale prices, shoppers may be encouraged to spend. Interest rates, however, remain at a 23-year high following the decision by the Federal Reserve on Wednesday to leave them unchanged and to forecast just one rate cut for this year. So the numbers that we're going to be looking at this week, especially on Saturday morning, for the Men Lie, Women Lie Numbers Manipulate show, hosted by me, Yakar, and Mitch in the chat. We have on Tuesday, tomorrow, June 18th, the Commerce Department will release its retail sales report for May, which tracks demand for finished goods such as food, clothing, and furniture in store and online. And then Thursday, June 20th, the Department of Labor will release initial jobless claims for the previous week. The report, a proxy for layoffs, tracks the number of people filing for unemployment benefits. We review this every single week. It is people who are applying who have, just recently been laid off or fired, who are applying for government assistance for the first time. So that number fluctuates, but it's been hovering around 200, between 245 and 250K the past few weeks. So that is a number that we watch very, very closely. And then Friday, June 21st, the National Association of Realtors will release its monthly report measuring the number of existing homes sold in May. So, like I said, we're going to be breaking this down on Saturday in the morning for the morning show. And we go into it very meticulously. We make it very, very easy to understand so that we are very well informed. So, very important that you tune into that. All right. So, with that being said, you know what? I need to stop starting the timer for the numbers to watch because I want to take time to read through this and then we can start our timer on Mondays. So, I will keep that in mind for next week. But let's transition into our first official article because the numbers to watch is just baked in at this point, right? But let's jump into our first official article. So this one says hybrid beats 5-day weeks in study. So a hybrid work schedule is more beneficial than being in the office 5 days a week, according to a new study by the economist Nicholas Bloom. It lands amid employer concerns about worker productivity, creating creativity and collaboration when remote. Among the study key findings, working from home 2 days a week didn't affect either the worker's performance or that of the company. Hybrid work from home also reduced the number of employees who quit the company by a third, saving millions of dollars a year. The largest reduction in quits came among female employees and those who had the longest commutes. That I agree 100%. That commute is no joke. All right. So, so they're trying to find a happy medium for hybrid work from home versus going into the office. So those working from home 2 days a week didn't affect their workers' performance or that of the company. So that's pretty cool. So cool. So maybe they're saying, you go into the office maybe either Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then you work from home the other days, and that does not hurt workers' performance. All right. So let's just jump into our next one. So pension funds face liquidity test. Pension funds that invested workers' retirement savings into private equity prospered for years, but as payouts slow or end altogether amid high interest rates, the good times are likely to be over, says the Wall Street Journal. Investment managers are being forced to sell stakes in private equity funds, often at a loss. Some managers have resorted to borrowing money to ensure benefit checks don't stop, but that tactic can hurt returns. So-called zombie funds, private equity funds that don't pay out on time, are held by nearly half of PE private equity investors per a Collar Capital survey earlier this year. This is a very, very scary news article because, I just want to read what Dale Hirschman said, the sick economist. I love this article only because it confirmed what I long suspected. In fact, it is true that rising interest rates have been a total disaster for private equity, but we don't hear about it because they are hiding it. They are able to collude with the employees' pension and endowment who originally made the investments in order to hide the fact that private equity investments have gone sour. According to that article, more than half of pensions are holding private equity investments that were supposed to pay out by now but have not. Kudos to the Wall Street Journal for dragging this into the light. Ooh, this is scary. This is very, very scary news. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, so providers confront child care cliff. What? Let's see what's going on here. The U.S. child care industry is in crisis as providers and parents face skyrocketing costs, CNN reports. A year of childcare toppled $11,500 and cost at least 25% more than rent last year on average, according to Child Care Aware of America. Meanwhile, providers are facing a so-called child care cliff, the expiration of $24 billion in federal funds last September. The owner of a Wisconsin preschool plans to close this summer, citing in part the challenge of staffing when the hourly pay he can offer is lower than some fast food chains. It's hard out here. It is hard out here. So childcare is more expensive, but it's also hard for them to stay open as well. So that means it's going to be some mega big childcare providers out there, and it's going to be very commercial, very, you know, and we've seen videos of what happens to some at some childcare, at some daycares and stuff like that. So it's not looking good. It is not looking good. All right. Let's just read this one real quick, right? So this is from James Carley. He says North Carolina is a state with a GDP nearly equivalent to Sweden's. Yet even upper middle class families in rural North Carolina are spending over $40,000 a year just to put their kids in dwindling childcare centers that pay less than fast food restaurants, to say nothing of working class parents. Quoting local journalist Dan DeWitt, providers say they can't afford to pay more because profits are almost nil, partly due to inadequate state reimbursements. They can't make up the difference by raising rates for parents paying full fare because families with multiple children often spend more on childcare than on housing. By diminishing workforce participation, the shortage of childcare drains 5.6 billion from the state's economy in lost productivity and tax revenue, according to a new study from the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation. Preschoolers deprived of emotional and learning skills provided by quality pre-kindergarten programs are less prepared for school and, in the long run, careers, says Emily Nicholson of the Land of Sky Regional Council, who called childcare employees the workforce behind the workforce. And and it's a shortage about to become more acute. So it's hard out here. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but it's hard out here. Okay. So with that being said, let's transition to our last one because yes, childcare is super super expensive. But you guys know how I always say you need to do the research before you make any decisions. We can't just make decisions on a whim. If you're gonna have kids? How are you gonna take care of those kids? What are you going to do? So something to always take into consideration. All right. Last article for today. AI apps want your home renovation. So, homeowners are increasingly using artificial intelligence for help with remodeling projects, the Wall Street Journal reports. Thanks to an explosion of new AI apps, people can see a range of styles and layout options and coordinate with builders and designers, saving time and money. The new tools are being embraced amid a decline in new home construction and soaring mortgage rates as owners opt to add or on or improve their homes. So, like we reviewed this like 2 weeks ago. Because of the mortgage rates and the prices of homes being so high, people would rather do renovations and update their homes instead of moving and buying new homes because it's expensive out there. It is hard out here, right? So, but like many new AI apps, the technology has its flaws. One app generated a design plan that placed furniture on the wall and the ceiling. That reminds me of this AI image that I tried to generate yesterday. And I was like, why is there a random third hand in the middle of the desk? Very weird. And then I sent it to your car, and your car was like, yeah, and then there's this part and that part and that part and that part. It was pretty weird. But, they're getting better. This one AI tool that I was using, not the greatest. So, you just gotta be careful who you use. But it's progress. It is progress, I must say, because getting stock, it is cheaper than getting stock photography if you can get the right service and the right pictures and stuff like that. So anyhow, that is our news for today. Let me know how you guys are doing, and we will continue with our pushing our app through the Apple App Store. And I think we'll pretty much wrap it up early today because I think we have one more step. Let's see what else we have left for the Apple App Store. And then I was thinking about maybe planning our next move with this app. I was thinking because I have like some additional features that we're going to be some updates, some features to make it a little bit better. But then I also do want to get into building or trying to build out a mobile app. What do they call it? Mobile app companion, where that it can also tell you in real time. Like, let's say you start on your app, it's telling you in real time how much time you're spending, plus how much is that time costing you. So you can just glance at your watch, and it's telling you this is the time. This is the amount of time you've been spending so far on this activity, and this is the actual cost of this activity. So we'll figure it out. We shall figure it out. Okay. So let's continue with the App Store, right? So, and if you haven't done so yet, do me a big favor, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. Go over to www.techcoachralph.dev to sign up for the Patreon and get exclusive content as well as access to coaching plans. So let's just jump into, let me see, I'm not even gonna put the timer on it because I don't think we're gonna be here for too long. I just wanna push this app to the App Store and then we can start looking at what we can do next for our stories and stuff like that. We can just I can at least write the title of the story, and then we can come in at a later date and start plugging in the actual stories that we're gonna do, and we can also start moving tasks on our board. So, actually, almost forgot. Right. So, see, I need to write this stuff down. So, because I was supposed to mention it yesterday, but I didn't write it down, and I forgot. So, I'm going to address this tomorrow as well. I want to give a big shout out to Melissa. I was struggling to get the 20 testers on Android because you need to have 20 testers for 14 consecutive days on Android in order to get to the next step to apply for production access and stuff like that. So I said, hey, Melissa, I need to get 20 testers. Can you ask your cousins or whoever to sign up for as a tester? Within 24 hours, she got over 20 people. She's just sending it. So I'm just gonna show this, right? I'm gonna show this real quick. Let's go here, and then we'll finish up our Google, right? So, but shout out to Melissa. I'm going to also acknowledge her tomorrow night before we start our Q&A because we would have been struggling with this for a while now, right? So let's go over to here. All right, so see this right here? We were at 4. We're at 4. For ever since we applied, we went into closed testing for maybe over a week, maybe almost 2 weeks. And I said, hey, can you get some? I just needed some additional testers. And then she worked her magic, sent it to all her friends, and boom, we are at 20 testers. So now, and we are there. You need to have it for 14 consecutive days. And so now we've had it for 2 consecutive days, since Friday night. And so we just have to wait out the 14 days so then we can start to apply for production and move on from there. There are going to be some questions that we're going to have to answer. Let's preview the questions while we wait, right? So to apply for production access, once you've met the closed testing requirements, you can apply for production access. To begin, go to the dashboard, apply for production. You must answer the following questions about your closed testing, about your app or your game, production readiness. So then tell us about your closed testing. The information about your closed testing section helps us ensure that the app has been satisfactorily tested before they're published to the Google Play Store. This helps us protect the users from low quality apps, prevent the spread of malware, and reduce fraud. Here's what you need to share to complete this section. Let us know how easy you found it to recruit testers for your app by selecting one of the options listed. This helps us understand how developers are experiencing Google Play testing requirements. Well, it was hard out here for a developer until superstar Melissa came in and saved the day. Provide information about the engagement you receive from testers during your closed testing, examples of relevant information, whether testers used all your app's features, whether your testers' usage was consistent with how you would expect a production user to use your app, and if not, the difference you would expect to see. Finally, summarize the feedback you received from testers and let us know how you collected it. Next, click next. If you discard or quit without selecting next or finish, your changes won't be saved. All right, so that's pretty much what part 2 tells us about your app or your game. Information you provide in the about your app/game section helps us learn more about the relevant information about your app or game to better understand your app or game. Your answers are not shown on Google Play and won't affect the feature or services you can access in the Play console. Let us know who's the intended audience. What else? And then after that, tell us about your production readiness. Let us know what changes you made to your app or game based on what you learned during your closed testing. describe how you decide what your app or game. It's how you decided that your app or game was ready for. I mean, just answer these questions, and then after you apply for production for access to production, let's see what else. We'll review your submission. When we review is complete, we'll email the account owner with an update. It usually takes about 7 days. If your app isn't ready to be published, you may be required to continue testing your app. Examples including not having 20 testers opted into your closed testing, or your testers not being engaged with your app during your closed testing. Oh, okay. We got to make sure that we have some engagement in there. Okay, gotcha. If your application is successful, you can access production, release production, and make your app available to billions of users on Google Play. All right. So that's the goal. We'll make sure that we get some engagement, but let's see if we go. Let's close that. Let's see if we can look at some. We are getting some engagement, let's see, let's see, Dominican Republic. Shout out to Melissa. Let's see. Store listing conversion rate, ads and stuff like that. Let's see. But yeah, and then in the future, then we can look into some accessibility stuff. How can we make it more accessible, things like that. But I think the first goal was just let's get this in there. Let's get this in there. See what we can do. All right. Let's see. Got screenshots and stuff like that. We'll figure that out. We shall figure that out. All right. Anyways, ways. Let's continue. So let's go into the App Store for app. I think it's going to show up some information that I don't want to show. So let's go to full screen and let me continue with this. And let's go with complete the requirements. Not sharing because I don't want to put all my information out there. All right. So let's go to. I'm going to let me see. Complete this. And I'm just gonna say no for now. Because I don't want to share like all my information. You need to provide an address to post on your. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to. Let's go to the. Let's go over to. Just check Facebook. iOS. So let's see how they have this listed here because you know that Facebook is in the EU. So let's see what we got going on over here. Let's see. Expand more. More. So this is more by the developer. See, I don't see where do they set this? I don't. I'm trying to see where they actually iPad Apple. I don't know. You can use Facebook on Apple TV. So let's do some research real quick, right? Where does the DSA let's see, Digital Service Act. See this real quick. So EU's Digital Service Act, the Digital Service Act, the SA in Europe, in the European Union law went into effect August 2023 that aims to make online services safer and more accountable. It applies to online platforms and intermediaries such as social networks, online marketplaces, app stores, and content sharing platforms and holds them legally responsible for content posted on them. The DSA includes rules for very large online platforms and search engines with more than 45 million users per month in the EU, which must adhere to the strictest obligations of the act. Um, so let's go take a. So we tried Facebook. Let's see another. Let's see another. What other general apps? Let's say we use Google iOS app. I'm just curious, like, where does this DSA stuff show? I don't even see it when I look for it here. So that just takes you to Google. What's going on, Junior? Good morning to you. Happy Monday, the best day of the week. Happy Monday to you. And if you are a dad, happy Father's Day to you as well. Let's see. I don't. Does your address show up on the App Store for DSA? Yes, the European requires Apple to display the address of traders who distribute apps in the App Store in the EU. This includes the. I don't see where it shows it though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with no for now. I'm gonna go with a big fat no for now because I don't trust the EU. All right. So I'm gonna just go. Where was it? So here with that. And if I change my mind in the future, then we can go back and take care of that and see what we're gonna do. Right. So we are back over here. And let's go. So we have everything here. Let's see if we can add for review now. See where we're at in the App Store. Items to review. And let's submit the app to review. And we have submitted our app. All right. I think that is about it. I think that's about it. So let's go ahead and do. Let's go back to here, see what else we got. So we have our iPhone screenshots. We have our iPad screenshots. What else do we need? I think that's everything. All right, you can edit some information while your version is waiting for review. Submit a new build. You must remove this version from review. So, I mean, I think right now we're just waiting for Apple to get back to us. We are waiting. So here's where we stand. Right, we're waiting for Apple to get back to us now. We have submitted both. We are in closed testing for 20 days. So we have 18 days, or no, we for 14 days. So we have 12 days left. So in about, let's see what day is today, the 17th. So in about the 29th, around the end of June, we should find out if we can apply for production. I'll make sure that people are, engaging with the app a little bit, just so that, we don't have any troubles when we get to the time to apply for production access. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Let's see anything else. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the app store, for the app stores. And then, like I said, we can, let's just write. So let's actually move this address Apple requirements to send for the App Store. So this is over here, ready for App Store testing. So now all of these stories are actually in testing in the App Stores. So let's move them over. Let me turn off the timer, or not a timer, but let's go to. And I got an email from from Apple saying thanks for submitting your app. And let me see what it says real quick. But I did want to turn off the timer. All right, or alarm. So Apple says we received your app for review. Thanks for submitting your time cost calculator. We know you worked hard to develop your app. On average, 50% of apps are reviewed in 24 hours, and over 90% are reviewed in 48 hours. Once we've completed our review, your app status will be updated and you'll be notified. If you want to make changes to your app, you can remove from review. Yeah. Right? Yep, pretty much it. So we should hear back from Apple in 24 to 48 hours, right? So we shall see. So now let's just quickly move this across the board. So we did all of these, we worked on all of these features and stories and bugs from the feedback that we got back in so when I first posted this or created this in January and we submitted to the App Store in February. This is all the feedback that we got. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different stories that were bugs and stories and features that we completed. They're in the App Store for testing now in both Google and iOS. And that is and now we are ready to start looking into some more features and stuff like that. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, and then maybe on Wednesday we can start exploring what we can do, like if we can start writing some stories for our and exploring how can we actually get into the mobile or into the watch apps development, right? So I'll leave these stories here until we're approved, and once we get into the official app stores, we can close them out, and then we can look at our backlog. We can create some, at least start creating some stories. Because what we have here on our backlog: ability to sign up via Google, add user login with Google, save annual income to profile. So we're gonna have to create some users at some point, which is going to start requiring databases and APIs and stuff like that. Which we'll have to figure out how we're gonna do that, because that is for the amount of time we spend in the morning, we're probably not gonna get that much done. But we have nothing but time here. We are here to learn, right? We are here to learn. But I do want. So we also have to add logic to handle leap years and calculations. Add rate pricing calculation area. I think that was an idea that was given to me by one of my Patreon members. And but yeah, we do want to do the watch stuff. So we'll look into that, right? We shall look into that. But with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here. Tons of things to do, lots of fun, lots of learning, lots of knowledge, lots of game, right? So that being said, that's about it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Junior, for showing up. And I'm going to wrap it up. Remember, we have our Candid Conversation coming out at noon Eastern time today, where I say you have to put yourself first before you can do anything for anyone else. You got to do it for yourself, right? So tune in for that conversation, and then we're going to be going live again tomorrow night. Q&A. Join in, ask your questions, have some fun with us. We're going to do what we do, right? With that being said, I'm out of here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys have an amazing, amazing Monday morning and week. Enjoy the week. Enjoy the week.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Spartans! What is your profession?
We the best.